old Dizzyeight. Westermeyer on the stream. Okay. Ban me for 1 day, then fart on my car, but unban me. So listen. That's something interesting that we'll do. I will end up watching that man's video. This glazed, what's his name? Tomorrow on a special edition of Glazed State. Cool. I'm very excited.
So mom's not
He did the same with my Twitter space, bro. He literally did the same with my Twitter space. He did the same with the Twitter space.
I want this. I want this. I want people to see this. I want people to see what I see. Okay? This is why. Okay? Review Tech USA went to Sav fucking channel.
Yeah, that's what I said
Sav,
too.
and then
His ass
subscribed to
bugged
her
me.
channel.
His ass ducked me and then went
My
right after
man.
It's Kinda Sav.
If you don't like this person, if this person has threatened you and is such a horrible person, you called this person a bitch. Because you called her a bitch.
Alyssa.
Oh, yeah, I can't stand that bitch. I told her to unalive herself, too, and reciprocated in kind. I know I shouldn't have done that. You don't go down to their level. But, you know, when you're telling me to fucking end myself, I kind of don't hold back. But look.
Why would you go ahead and subscribe to this person?
Yeah.
My man, this is
away
weird.
from me. His ass ran away from me. And then this motherfucker.
Come on. I know you're going to try to watch
Kinda
this later.
Sav.
I know you're going to try to watch this later. You're going to watch this later. Like, I want you to explain to me, Rich.
He
what
never
are you
watches
doing?
it. He won't watch it. He's lying.
Where you think it would be a good idea to start shit with people. Single them out. Harass them. And then support their social media platform?
He's being condescending. Like, haha, look at what I get to do.
And Fruitcake he's saying that he didn't give money. Dude, you're subscribed. Even if it's an Amazon Prime subscription, I think you still get those. You are still facilitating putting money in her pocket.
Yeah, he did that to me too. He brought on that one fucking guy. We were supposed to have a debate on Wednesday, and he brought on that intro guy, dude.
Listen. Yeah, dude, dude, dead schooled. All I'll say to you is this, because I'm not going to have a back and forth. I'm not going to sit here and go through and sift through 2 hours. He wants to make an edited video. I'll absolutely watch that. I've watched other shit about me on here. My audience can vouch for me. Ain't sitting through a 2-hour podcast. You know what I mean?
Try to relax your anus.
Waste of my fucking time, and it's a waste of my audience's time. But if he has something he can condense together that makes all the same talking points, you're absolutely 100% right. I'll watch it.
Wow, what a man. Yeah.
Better ingredients, better ropes, Papa John's.
And she would usually glaze the ham with like a brown sugar and cinnamon. And sometimes you put pineapples rings on top of the ham and cherries, and it would bake a little bit of like flavor, fruit flavor into the ham. So we'd always have ham on Christmas Day. Good the day before, we did good.
Bro, he straight up did that
It's just
shit to
one
me
fucking stream
too.
with one game that's not doing great. That doesn't
He
mean I have to
he did
freak
that to
out
me
and say
too.
it's the end of everything. Seriously.
How are you gonna go after Sav, dude? But you won't even fucking go. You won't have a discussion with me or nothing. You invite me on a Twitter space. You get utterly fucking mollywopped. You have your guys jump in to help you because I misspoke on one thing, right? And then you straight up quit everything after that. We were supposed to meet on Wednesday to have a discussion, Rich, but where was it, bro? You brought intro guy on instead. You called me out on Monday when we had a back and forth on Twitter about how I was supposed to be on your show on Wednesday because I have a job and I can't just subsist on the internet. You know, you can attack Sav, right? But you won't talk with me. Where are your balls, bro? Small dick, no balls. He's like, small dick, big balls on Twitter. No, bitch, you have nothing down there. How your kids were made is a miracle. You could thank God for your children being immaculate conceptions because you were born from a unit. Get fucked, Rich. Stop attacking women. You have a problem with the detractor community. Come after us, Rich. Come after me. I'm low on the totem pole. Come get me. I'm right here. I'm not running. I'll give you the days where we can have a discussion and we can do it. Still, to this day, you want that smoke, Rich? I'll give it to you. But stop going after Sav, bro. When you won't debate Shinko, you won't debate me. You ran away from a live debate because you got fucking mollywopped, bro. I mean, come on. Why are you going after Sav, Rich? Why are you going after Sav, man? You're a bitch. A unique ass fucking bitch. Nothing down there. They took it from you. That's probably why your first wife left your ass. I was never married. Yeah, yeah. Sure you were. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. These fuckers, they'll be all confrontational in public, right? And they'll attack them in public, but privately they're sending pictures of them behind the scenes, fawning over them, acting like they're the greatest fucking thing ever. But publicly, they're like, "You're horrible. You're awful." Then why are you sharing their pictures, bro? Fawning over them. If you're saying that they're the worst and that they should be disregarded, why are you so infatuated with them? Rich just wants an easy target. He just wants an easy target. And when I didn't knuckle under, and then Cinco not knuckling under, literally having to jump through his hoops like I did, and he still ran away. I told him, if your prerogative was to just attack me insistently, right? And not listen to anything, not have a discussion about anything, then I wasn't going to do the interview on Wednesday. So him doing that and not inviting me on Wednesday just tells me that that's what his intention was. He wanted to attack me. He wanted to get Jay in there so he could defend his ass. And no, Jay will defend you, Rich. But his dumb ass would be wrong too. Because everything I said you said was on video, bro. How you gonna refute it? And that's why you didn't want to debate. And that's why you didn't want to talk about it. And that's why you ran away from it. Because you're saying, no, this didn't happen. Those things didn't happen. It was jokes. No, 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 no. We see how you talk about women, bro. We see it. We know. Let's get into this Sly video.
Now we're talking about suing detractors, and he brings up the defamation, slander, whatever you call it, and I love it. I love the conversation we have about suing people, how wrong they've done you. This is my favorite time. I love these talks, bro. I love them.
Based on the horror series. Brainlet says, do YouTube channels that make content solely based off your own content bother you? And if so, do you think you will ever do anything to try and stop the channels? First of all, if a channel's literal source of content is me, that's pretty pathetic. If you have absolutely nothing creative to do, you have nothing to offer an audience but to talk about me and make fun of me, that's sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was one thing that the person commented on or did, that I can understand. But if you're literally just 100%, let's restream Phil every day. Let's make fun of Phil every day. Let's
I would love for him to. I'm telling you, I would pay for his lawyer if he wanted to sue me. I would love to. Because you would have to definitely show up and tell me how I'm slandering you. You would have to, and I would love it. Talk about frivolous. Ha! Good luck.
slander Phil every day. I mean, that's a loserish mentality. I can't believe anyone would even watch that. How could you follow a loser?
Whoa. Hey, Pot, meet Kettle. What are you? That's what I've been trying to figure out about this dents this whole time. How can they follow a loser? I've been trying to figure out this whole time. Yeah, I'm with you, Phil. I agree.
This is someone who all they have to do is defame somebody. That's it.
Defame.
There's been people out there who've done this, and then they tried to do their own content, and it failed miserably. No one will watch them do their own content because they have no charisma. They have no talent. All they're good at is being toxic. So all they actually get popularity for is dumping on me. Okay?
You and others. Yeah,
now,
you all get the smoke.
Would I ever do anything about those people? No. Because, first of all, you have to understand something.
You couldn't do anything.
Legally, everything's just a gray area.
It's not a gray area. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything, okay? Defamation. What's that? You would have to legally have to prove that I'm telling a mistruth. That I know that what I'm saying is a lie. How are you going to prove that? What are you going to say? Oh, he's saying that I play mobile games and I don't. Good luck. Good luck proving that. How are you going to prove that I know? You've said that you've played it. Have you showed any evidence that you didn't spend any money on it? Because there's evidence showing that you play them and that you have spent money on them. So how are you going to sue me on that? How's that going to work? That's already done. Might as well just erase that from the doc. You might not even add that charge to that complaint.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Might as well get rid of that one. I mean, what are you gonna do? Most of us react to what you're saying. How are you gonna sue us?
King Sly.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we talk about everyone. Yeah, do we mainly talk about Phil? Yeah, Phil's a main staple over here, of course. But I mean, we talk about Larson. We talk about Raven today. I mean, we talk a lot. I mean, I think he's mainly talking about the Clips channels. I think that's what he's talking about. But I don't know what you're gonna do. Yeah. I mean, we've done literally streams about Tipster and got the same amount. We've done streams talking about me and Shinko talking about Foodie Beauty. People that I don't even know about. And
I
like,
do
what are you
not like
talking about, bro?
Tipster.
There have been very few situations.
I have a problem
where
with
someone's gone to
hypocritical
court
people.
Or sued about any of this stuff. Could you argue that someone using
Tipster says he welcomes like difference of opinion,
yes.
right? But he'll ban you if you have a difference of opinion in his chat.
Or however you want to categorize it, that's thrown at me on a daily basis. Technically,
slander. What am I saying that's slandering you? That would, like, he's gonna bring it up if I was like murder. If I said you were a murderer. Well, actually, he says murder, not even murder, right? Sounds like Austin. Sounds like Dr. Evil. Murder, right? That would be slander. Yeah, that would be a slanderous statement. What do I say? You beg. Go to the court and tell them that I'm
You do
slandering you
beg,
for calling
though,
you a
Phil.
beggar.
Like,
Oh,
come on,
man.
man.
This is what I mean. I would love to pay for it. I would pay for it. I would love to, bro. I would do it.
Shit
in a
like that.
heartbeat.
Shit like that.
All right,
shit
go
like
ahead
that,
and tell
shit
them
like
that I'm calling you a beggar. Then we'll play 50,000 clips of you asking for money. How long you think that's going to last? I say you're ugly. I mean, the court would just take one look at you and be like, yeah, okay, that's not slander. What else do we say? What else do we say? I mean, there's so much. What are you going to tell me that I'm slandering for? You can't. Legally prove he's ugly. Look at him.
Bang, bang,
Ugly.
bang, bang.
If I
This is
wanted
a man that
would I
doesn't
have a
understand what
case against a
subjective
lot of these
opinion
people?
is.
Yes.
And he
No.
thinks
I
his
absolutely
subjective
legally would. I
opinion
can
is
tell you,
objective
I've spoken
fact.
to a lawyer about it.
He's dumb as
Oh,
shit.
speaking of talking to lawyers that just want to take your money, I'm telling you, I welcome it. Go ahead and tell them that I'm slandering you. Go ahead. What are you gonna do? Duty and Snoot. Duty and
Snoot
Snort.
Hogan.
Snoot is now his new name. Snoot
Snoot
Hogan.
Hogan.
Shout out to you. They
I was
post
there
clips
on
from
his
your
stream last
stream.
night.
So already, what is your?
I've come
what
to
are you gonna
really
do there?
enjoy King's Lies.
So
stuff.
what's the slander defamation in that?
We
So that's
agree on a
over,
lot
right?
of
So you can't get that.
things.
People that react, we just react to you talking.
Yup.
What are you gonna say? People might call Cat fat. Are you going to? You think the court's gonna say that she's not? Like, where's the
Can you
slander
prove it?
defamation in that? So me, Atlas, Brand Dude, others we're off the loop. Who are you gonna sue? And then you got people that just restream you. Where's the slander and defamation in that? They're just restreaming you. Who's the lawyer that said you had a case in this?
And the lawyer said, yes, you absolutely have a case. The problem is, you can't just have YouTube stop it. You would have to,
Give me a
like,
sec,
for
guys.
example, let's say there was someone who was
My rig is
egregious.
clogged.
What if there was someone, and this hasn't happened, by the way. What if someone literally was saying, Darkseid feels a murder?
You see how he doesn't have an instance of somebody actually doing this egregious act that he has an open and shut case, right? That the lawyer told him. You see how he can't name. The only thing he can is make a hypothetical about it. He can't really narrow down a point on what was slanderous at all or defamation at all. Because if it was true and it was happening all the time, why aren't you giving an actual instance? Why are you doing a hypothetical? He did kill someone, though. He killed... I mean, we can make an argument. You should have drove him home. And you said, no, mom's got to brush my hair.
Murderer, right? He's a bloody murderer,
Stop.
right? Now that's really
A bloody
messed up.
murderer. A bloody murderer.
A bloody murderer, right? Now
What is
that's
a bloody
really messed up.
murderer? Is that like
right?
is that what they call it over across the pond, a bloody murderer?
He's a bloody murderer, right? Now that's really messed up. And it's egregious to say that unless you have evidence, right? But just like everything on the internet, people could say whatever they want on YouTube and get away with it.
Like
if that were
Stewie
the
Griffin.
case, you could
We're
sue
gonna
them
murder.
for slander, or I forget if it's slander or defamation. It's one or the other. I always get the two confused.
Yeah, yo, Jinx, it might be Jade he's consulting with. He saw our trailer. You're right. He might have he take merchants to court over the trailer.
And if I sued them, then YouTube would take down their content. Okay? The problem is, there's literally so many people on a daily basis that say messed up stuff about me that is not true, or is based on this tiny little fact that then they extrapolate into complete nonsense that's not true. You know, take this one little thing that happened on stream, then add 17 hours of just hypotheses and conspiracy to say this is what it really is.
Yes, none of that is slander. None of that is defamation. None of that is slander.
Yup.
Sorry.
It's just
You're
opinion.
allowed to have a conspiracy theory.
Yep.
Unless everybody would be arrested in the world, you are allowed to have a conspiracy theory. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not slander or defamation. Because, again, to be defamation, they would have to knowingly tell the mistruth. There is more evidence pointing to you playing the game and spending money than there is not. You have showed absolutely no evidence to you not spending the money.
Well, I got your
But
number
there is
there,
a lot
bro.
of evidence pointing to
Absolutely
you
right.
actually spending the money on the game.
Prove
That's
it's
why
defamation.
I welcome Jesus Marine. Thank
Prove
you for the
they
20
defamed
pin.
you.
God, drop
And
20
that's
of
why
them
you
things,
don't do
man.
anything.
Thank you. He's a
Bill,
public
you-
figure, and so are you and I. So the bar for defamation suit is higher equals actual malice. When you're a public figure, it's assumed you can defend yourself. You'd be wasting money on a lawsuit.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
Perfect.
that. Shit like that.
Exactly. That's well spoke right there. That's exactly what I was. Yes. Yes.
That's
Exactly.
considered defamation or slander. In some countries, it's illegal.
He
Completely.
wants
in the country
YouTube
of
to
India,
violate
you
Section
can't even do
230
it. If you
protection
do,
India.
you will
to
go get
protect
shut down
him.
and arrested
But
and
I'm
sued.
sorry.
And probably murdered on. So I heard they just put you up against the wall and slit your throat as soon as they heard. Oh, you defamed him? Up against the wall. That's what I heard. I could be wrong though.
Oblivion, and that's why in India you don't see this kind of shit ever happen. They don't allow
Oh,
it.
What?
The legal system is
Are you telling me that there's no
Yeah, actually,
knockoffs
their
in
whole their
India?
whole thing is
Have you
just only
seen
about
the
defamation.
Bollywood version of
Anti.
Superman? Oh my god, I
The
want to show
problem
you
is,
guys that. Hold on.
So many people have jumped
Hold
on this
on.
bandwagon
It's time, Riley.
Hold
that
on.
I could never be.
There's no knockoffs in India, guys. There are absolutely no knockoffs at all. Oh, it just plays it again. See? My point. Spider-Man! What are you doing with Superman? What are you doing, Spider-Man? But you see what I mean? He's a liar. He's a fucking liar, dude. He is a liar. A straight up liar. There's nothing like that in India.
Never be able to go after them all. I mean, the best I could ever do would be to try to find maybe the most egregious person that said the most nonsense about me over the years and go after them. But even then, the thing you don't understand is that most of my haters and detractors are not big time guys on YouTube. Let's say I singled out one person who I
Phil, most of all the detractors like eclipse your views. All right, let's cool it. All right, bro. Most of them. I would wager 97% of them. I would say like the 3% are the people that are literally starting today. Everybody else, but you give it some time, they will blow past you as well as everyone else. I don't think you have ever made enough videos. Why did you hide the bank leak video of Fresh? Why? No, I never. Why would I hide that one? The YouTube? No, on Low Lifes, it shouldn't be hidden. If it is, I'm definitely gonna take a look. I don't know why that would be hid. That's crazy. No, I would never hide that one. That's one of my favorites. There would be. I don't think there's been a month in the last 3-4 years that you've got anywhere near the amount of views that like Duty or Snort has gotten a month at all. So what are you talking about?
I felt really was harmful to me and my business for what they had said over the years, and I sued them.
Yeah, that's what's up. Oh, it's not. Wait, I had the bank leak video of Fresh was never over here, was he? Fresh wasn't over here.
For defamation or slander, whatever it is. You gotta basically go after them and not only get their content taken down, but then you gotta go after them for damages. Like, realistically, $sign amount.
It's on the Low Lives, though, for sure. I think it's DSP. I forgot what it was.
How much did they hurt your reputation? How much did they do this or that? How do you figure that out? Exactly. Because you don't know. And for every one person you sue, if there was 100 others doing it, it's like a drop in the bucket. And sadly, the way the legal system's set up, you would have to go after all of them to shut them all down. Because even if you shut down one, there's going to be another 99. Do you see? So it's kind of like the Hydra. If there's a Hydra out there and it's attacking you, and you chop off one of its heads, well, now instead of having 3 heads, it grows 2 more. Now it has 4, right? So from what I've seen over the years, the best way to go about this kind of nonsense is very simple. You just ignore it. You can't do much about
Phil, and I figured you just ignore it. You've been doing a great job ignoring all the drama and everyone talking about you for show.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Do you remember the lunch meat sandwich video at Fresh? I thought it was this channel. No, all of it's on Low Lives. Anything with Fresh is on Low Lives.
Bang, bang.
Oh, my bad. I ain't need to hit that.
There is no real... This is still the Wild West of the internet. As much as people want to pretend like, oh, the internet is safe and there's laws hashed out, there's nothing. And I mean it, too. How is DMCA, copyright, abused so regularly on a daily basis? Because the laws are draconian. They're not written for the current internet, and they don't apply to it. So
YouTube is just a host, not a publisher. You want them to act as a publisher, they can't. That would violate Section 230 protection.
And it's the same thing here with this slander or defamation or whatever you want to call it. Okay?
Okay, let's just take a look and see how long copyright law has been. Oh, Lord. How long has copyright law been around? As he says, it's just new. On May 31st, 1790, the first copyright law is enacted under the new United States Constitution. Yeah, it's very new, very new, very new, very new. It just came out yesterday. Actually, just dropped on the hot new copyright just dropped. It hit the market yesterday.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Yeah, it's a new thing, man. It ain't been around that long. Dog, what is wrong with you? Aviga dropped a 10.
Bang, bang.
Appreciate it. DSP reacts.
Bang.
Where most will go, the mind will be dead before you know. A perpetual flat line where you're still breathing but dying inside. For some, a psychoanalysis of what makes a man tick.
Essentially, there's just nothing that can be done about it in its current form. Maybe one day, in 100 years, when everyone has been so toxic on the internet and people are really significantly getting their lives destroyed as a result of it, right? Maybe then something will be done. Laws will be put in place. Safeguards will be put. YouTube won't allow it anymore if you report a level of harassment.
He means DMCA. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure. Okay, well, let's take a look at that. And this got to be around let's take a look at this. All right. DMCA. 1998. Okay, so way before YouTube even started, was even a thought.
They'll shut it down. Right now, nobody cares. YouTube doesn't shut anything down. You know what they say? Go ahead and sue. And if you sue, then we'll shut stuff down, and that's it. YouTube doesn't want to be a middleman involved in any of it. They feel because there's this law that protects them in the United States against liability for uploads, they feel they're not responsible for anything on their site. If you report it, then, you know, they'll go after it, but only if you report it and you also have a lawsuit attached to it.
Yeah.
Because there's been people who've gone out there and reported stuff that's been very negative, and YouTube does nothing. They don't care. Only if you're going to sue do they then care and take it down.
That's the only way they can.
I'm not, first of all, I'm not a litigious guy. I'm not some guy that gets so upset that people are talking shit about him. At least not anymore. You know, maybe back in the day, in 2011, when This Is How You Don't Play started, yeah, it irked me. Because back then, here was a guy, I'm trying to make a living. I'm a one-man show. There's no guidelines on how to do it right. And I'm really busting my ass at this point in my life.
And your way was to cry about it instead of just look at it and laugh at the fact that they're laughing at you die. Like, it wasn't bad until you made it bad. if people were just, that's like me. That's the equivalent of me getting mad when people screenshot me in like a weird face. That's literally the equivalent. They're cracking on me for making a weird face. And that would like me turn around and say, that's my face and I'm upset about it. You guys are being mean. Why can't you just laugh about it? They weren't doing anything but recording your deaths. But you are such a, oh my Lord, look at that face. Oh my God. You are such a loser and you are afraid to be told to be called out to be a bad gamer, which is such a dweeb thing to care about. Oh yeah, definitely clip time. You were so worried that people were gonna think you're a bad gamer that you got so mad and did all the, this is probably the face you made when you saw the first This Is How You Don't Play. I good game. I pick control up.
I'm working insane amounts to pump out videos for people, and now you
like, dude, who cares about being bad at games, bro? I think it's funny. I like the people that are actually just normal and usually bad. I think that's funnier than trying to be this awesome. Like, I'd rather watch. It's cool to see like people be good at games, but I like the regular people that just be dying all the time. I think that's funny to me. But you don't get that because you wanted to run around the internet saying how great you are at every game in the world and how professional you are at playing the game. So you don't get that type of laughter anymore. You always have to be good now because you wanted to be that way. I enjoy being bad, bro.
I don't
Reaper.
hear
Sly not
lying
knowing how to
at
run
all.
in Pal War.
Sly is telling the
I didn't know how I was running
truth.
around. I just learned that you can roll. I didn't even know you could roll until I touched the controller. I think that's funny. And I don't care. I'm not the greatest. I think that's more fun.
People saying all of a sudden, like overnight, my content's crap. Oh, you never should have deserved success. You're a joke and la la la. And I reacted poorly to it, right? And so back then, it became the running meme to say, oh, Phil sucks, and here's another video about another case where he sucks.
Yeah, Dashy took being bad at games into a much more successful channel than DSP. Way more successful. Exactly. And he has never wavered. He is still doing the same exact thing and never changed. You don't see his name in no drama. You don't see his name attached to no nonsense. That man has literally stayed in his own lane, still killing the game to this day. And he was not good. And that was what was funny to me. Him dying all the time and the laughs, nah, he wasn't good. I mean, he was all right in some, but he was bad. Like Happy Wheels, he was bad at. Like the geometry dash, like all that was funny though. And he's entertaining when he does it. You, sir, are not.
Today, I don't give two shits about these people. I don't. All I want to do is I want to be here making my content for my audience.
Just crying about them last week.
Why? Because it's not content for the mainstream. It's not content for the masses. It's not intended to be.
This is cope. Nobody online wants to do things. Okay. If this is your job, if this was going to be my job, I would want the most people to see it, obviously. You are not about to sit here and say, oh, this is my job, it's my business, right? My business, and not want nobody to see your business. Shut up. All right. That's a cope. It's because you'll never have that level of success ever because of you. Stop blaming it on the other things. It's because of your attitude and you being a loser. Your whole entire life. That's why you'll never have that success. That's why. So stop. This is just cope. All right. This is what this is cope. Because you will never be popping. Ever. Snore.
I'm not pumping out a YouTube video that's made to be virally popular. That's,
you won't.
Yes, you are, dude. That's what
everybody
wants.
With a stupid,
they want that
crazy face thumbnail on it. And, I don't do that kind of content, and I never will.
Because you can't make a thumbnail.
I've never been that kind of a content creator. I have no intention of ever being that kind of a content creator. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I'm just happy to make the kind of content I enjoy making for my audience and just be successful at that as a small-time guy. I have no aspirations of blowing up or anything like that. Therefore, let everyone out there say
lives in a
whatever
loop.
they want about it. All right? I'm not going to sit here and combat it all. And the thing is, because I've had that laid-back attitude for many years now, there has now been allowed to be insane levels of
laid back.
Because there's a difference between a drama video making fun of someone or a conspiracy video. And the vast majority of stuff that's now being put out about me is literal conspiracy. Okay? June the King is currently working on a documentary about it.
I don't trust June the King to make a unbiased documentary on Phil.
Everything that's been said about me. Can you imagine the task he has on his plate? He has to go through thousands of hours.
Okay, well, I think I just seen June say that he wants to reach out to detractors, which I don't want to talk to June. I know people were sending it to me. No, I'm not talking to him. I don't need to talk to him. I'm just gonna wait for Bull to put it out, and we're gonna take a look at it and watch it. Phil, I don't know which way he was gonna go. I don't know what his tack is, but he the way he did the last Wings one, June, you might not want to go down that road with the Felipeos, man. You don't want to go after the detractors like that. I don't want. It's not gonna be good. If you're gonna your plan is to make everyone look psychotic, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
Hours of crap about it to even figure out what any of it makes any sense. And you know, because again, how much has been said about me, how many things have been made up, and he has to like find a way to present it to make logical sense to an audience. When you really a lot of it's just fucking shit.
Life on land not trying enough.
So I don't at all. I don't envy that man. He's going to have a lot of work going into this thing he's trying to do about me. I can't. This is going to be like a 5-hour documentary. Because again,
if it's 5 hours, I will never watch it. I'm being completely. I'm not watching 5 hours. Because then we would have to break it up into parts, and there's no way I can sit here for 11 hours straight watching the Phil doc. If it was 5 hours, I would definitely not watch it.
The funny part about it is, I just sit here and
I didn't even watch the last one.
There we go.
I still have never seen the Turkey Tom one because that was like 3 hours, wasn't it? It was like close to 3 hours. We've still not watched that one. Yeah, I'm not happening.
I ignore everything on the outside. Just alone in the last week, I'm almost positive there's been like 3 complete drama things that might.
It was 2. Oh, I thought it was closer to 3 hours, bro. Hold on, let me take a look. I thought it was closer to 3. I thought it was at least 2.5. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I thought it was closer. I thought it was closer to 3 hours. Oh, it was 2:10. Oh, okay, my bad.
Haters have made about me, and I don't pay any attention to it. You know, 3 big conspiracies that they made up and they've hyped, and they're clickbait video.
Taking bets on how
I
long
don't
to find
care. I'm not going to go after those people. There's no point. It won't work. It'll be too expensive, too much time, frivolous. YouTube doesn't care. You know, there's a million things here about ever having this protected. It's kind of like you got to accept on YouTube that if you were going to ever make a living doing this, you're going to have people being negative about you. Now, if you blow up to a certain extent, you'll be immune. I never got there. I got to the point where I was like on the precipice of possibly blowing up, and then I didn't want to. I made a decision for myself that I wanted to stay true to who I was.
Oh my God, no way.
Bang, 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 bang.
So your plan in life was to hustle to get to the precipice of blowing up and then tank your company and then move away and put yourself in financial ruin. That was your plan. Wow, buddy. Thank God for that business school, gang. Oh my God. Round of applause. That's a great business move. Yeah. That's great, right? Wonderful plan. That's the greatest business plan I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna hustle to the point where I'm literally about to be the top guy, and I'm just gonna tank the company. I'm tanking it, brother. I'm gonna kill the company.
Keep sending them back where they came from in pieces.
All right. That's fire, bro. That was a great plan.
To make the content that I like. I didn't want to take that extra step to be Mr. In the Know, Mr. gets everything handed to him, silver spoon in the mouth, right, promotional opportunities all over. I turned them all down. I had them. In 2011 and 2012, I was known as one of the top partners in the cinema. And I was getting offered.
You were taking them. You were taking them.
Promotional opportunities.
You were taking them. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You took them all. I mean, you took literally everything they gave you. They gave you an Xbox. You did that. You were taking controllers for these weirdo skin mod nonsense that no one uses. They are not around anymore. You went to E4. You went to E3, and that's when you used your bull as a slave. You did all that. Like, taking every opportunity they threw at you. What are you talking about? You even took a sponsorship for a banana chair, bro. The cringiest looking banana chair that no man should ever sit in with any dignity, should never sit in this chair. You took that sponsorship. You took everything they threw at you until you fell off. Then you don't get them anymore. Let's remember the banana chair? He took everything. Yeah, E4 it's way better than E3, bro. It's the best. All right, E4 is wild.
I don't want to be involved with it. I want to be.
Yeah, it was like a chair that looked like a banana. It looked like it was him sitting. You sitting there all hunched over with his shoulders, and it was like a chair, like a beanbag chair, but looked like a banana.
I mean, how cool would it be to just be like flying up a building, right? As Superman, get shot in the back, turn around and immediately just fly over, grab them and throw them into the sun. That would be so fucking cool.
You're right. I didn't on purpose. I didn't want to sell out and be like those people.
Oh Lord.
And
I didn't want to be like these people.
He missed out on grabbing the bag and walking away, and he's a failure. I don't think
You are
so.
a failure.
I think that I'm just a different.
I'm not a
person,
failure.
Kind of animal.
I don't
dumb
think
person.
I am.
Creator,
My
and a
mother
lot of
said
people
I'm
just
not.
can't fathom that in their brain.
You failed, and then you cope and act like you wanted to just turn around and say, I don't want it. That's what you're doing. And it's pathetic. And this is why people laugh at you and don't take you serious. When you say, oh, you guys made me a joke, this is you making yourself
You made
as a
yourself
joke.
one.
This is
dude.
someone that cannot just lose and accept that they lost, bro. Like you completely plummeted your career, and now you're trying to make it out like it was all a plan.
Yep, like it was everybody
talk about being
else.
the worst loser imaginable.
Brains, because their brains are very limited. They have a very limited concept of what success is in life, and they think that it's all based around money and clicks, and it's not.
It is.
On
In a
YouTube,
world based
100%.
on money, your success.
That's what success is measured.
Money
on
literally
YouTube,
dictates
is
your success.
clicks
It's
and
bad,
retention
and it kind of
viewership
sucks.
and all
But
of
that is how
The
it
money
is.
comes
That
with
is
the
how our
success.
society
it's a
is
symptom
structured.
of the success. But yes, on YouTube, to judge success means judging views, engagement. That's why they give you those analytics, and that's why you get bumped into these different categories. That's literally.
I'll let
success,
Sly
right,
speak
right.
on this because
That's
I don't know.
literally what this is all about. At the end.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
They don't understand that what I do today, I love more than anything I've ever done before, and is more meaningful to me and my audience.
No, you
than
don't.
the trash I could have put out there for the last decade, being one of the big YouTubers,
He's
taking
lying.
paychecks for everything. You see?
Wow. A lot of cap.
So
A lot of
it is
cap.
what it is. But
Not the cap.
hey, I'm happy.
No.
These people are going to constantly be talking about me, and there's nothing I can do about it. And as much as you can argue
What happened?
that,
The dude that
hey,
barely
this is
ever
bad,
speaks
Phil,
to his
is
wife.
also understand that every day when someone's making a conspiracy up about you, this is something that looks negative towards you. You're right. I can't argue that. But at the same time, I'm still pertinent. You get it? Like, I'm still pertinent every day. Why is it that a guy who gets a few hundred views on a stream and a few hundred views on each upload is in the mouths of giant YouTubers?
Oh, nah, B.
Because of what
Oh,
you
we not
did,
doing
you
this, bro.
dumbass.
Oh,
Because what
my
you said.
God. Why would you ever bring this point up? What is your... Yeah, exactly. Bro. No way. You are being brought up in the worst light imaginable. When you hear Darkside Phil they think of one of the biggest losers on the platform that should have given it up years ago. When they hear Darkside Phil, they hear of the Crank the Frank dude. Nothing else that you have done.
Yep.
It has never been in a public or a positive light that these people have brought you up in. Like, oh, Darkside Phil, he's a hard worker. Darkside Phil, he's this. No, it's the loser that should have left the internet years ago. That's what are we talking about here? Why would you bring this up? This is the oh Lord.
Right? Why does Moist critical name drop me?
He's only, bro, the last time he brought you up was because he saw how mega begged you were out. You begged life away.
Because of Scorn.
When Scorn happened. That's the one time or that's the last time he has brought you up was to say, look at Phil. He's still begging. Can't even find his channel because he's trash. Oh, look at how bad he was begging.
I can't wait for
crazy.
Joker to drop.
That is not positive, bro. It's not positive.
Why can't Keemstar stop talking about me?
You started that. You started it, and then he shot back at you and you cried real tears about it. And then you're punching down. I have to block.
Right? It's interesting. To think,
he's
right?
laughing.
Like, this guy should be a nobody, but he's actually a somebody.
No, you're not a somebody. Oh my Lord. Oh, this is so cringe. This is so cringy, bro. He's actually like smiling, like he's like proud of this. But he can say this stuff because nobody will contest the nonsense because he'll just ban them if you contest it. That's what's so pitiful about this. He'll say this and then ignore everyone else that's being like, Phil, they're not saying, they're talking to you all disparaging. This is so cringy.
There's probably a reason for that. All right?
Yeah, cringe.
Maybe I did some things right over the years. People just can't, again, they can't understand that I didn't want to be what they became. Anyway.
Wow. And none of the people in there will say anything about, oh yeah, Phil, you're right. If I was to come out here and tell, if I was in the same position right now of Phil, which would never, because I would have, if I was, right, I would have, I've splattered it all over the wall, right? If I ever was in that position, I would have given up.
No, I'm not going after anybody. Ever.
If I was in that position that Phil was in, right? I don't even want to hear it. If I was in that position that Phil was in, and I had no, like, and everyone hated me, everyone was whatever, I would, and I came up here and said that to you right now, and said, hey, oh yeah, everyone's talking about me. Bro, I would have been packed out for how cringy and nonsensical that statement was. Your people are full of demented rees that they'll just allow you to say the nonsense, bro. Just allow you to get away with it. It's insanity. That was the cringiest thing in the way. Oh no. I would have blam. I would have because I could not live my life like this.
Ever. Like, again, the only time ever is if someone egregiously was saying something horrendous. Like, I feels a murderer or something like that. I'd be like, fuck you, man. No, that ain't gonna fly. But outside of that, there's no reason to ever go after anyone on YouTube for this stuff. I've never filed a lawsuit. I'm not going to. There's no point. It's never going to work regardless. Like I said, it's never going to happen. So, okay.
Yeah, nah.
I like people to know that my dogs are my favorite. They're such good dogs. They're protective. I've never had to fight the mailman a day in my life.
What a pun. This is so great.
of the documentary and being exposed for the WWE champions, the begging.
Sorry, I think I watched this earlier. I'm not sure.
Crying emojis in the chat.
In the chat.
Oh my lord. What is up, everybody? It's your boy
Fucking
Duty back again with another
Oh,
video. That's right,
dude,
folks.
I watched
And it
a
wouldn't be a
video
Monday morning
yesterday,
without some
and Duty
WWE
was,
Champions
like,
news from the Twitterverse
super
from our boy
fucking mad
TJ
at Phil.
Gamebox. That's right.
Oh, it was great.
Our boy Phil was out in full force this weekend spending the debt tip money that he received Friday and Saturday on WWE Champions. That's right. Looks like he went a little crazy after his late night Saturday stream and was up pretty late into Sunday morning playing WWE Champions. And it looks like he was trying to get, who was he trying to get? I'm not sure who the hell he was trying to get here, but he was trying to get one of these sweaty JPEG. And, you know, it looks like our boy Phil decided to spend a good deal of money just on one night. So it looks like our boy TJ Gamebox reported out that Phil spent $748 Sunday morning or Saturday night, depending on what time zone you're in, on WWE Champion. And as you know, most of the time, whenever Phil goes on these sprees of spending money on WWE Champions, the total goes up. It typically doubles. And based on the recent events that Phil, his playthrough of WWE Champions, it looks like he's wasting between $1,200 and $1,400. So I expect the $748 amount to go up significantly overnight. TJ will probably either report today or tomorrow, showing that Phil did waste more money. But at this point right now, I can only report that Phil spent $748 on WWE Champions. Let's see. I'm trying to see who exactly he was trying to get here. So he was trying to get Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of pop style. I'm not sure who this is because you guys know your boy Duty isn't in the WWE Champions. But it looks like Phil really wanted this card for his roster. He really needed this card. He really, really did. And, of course, whenever you need a card, you have to blow your wad on pulls. And that's strictly what Phil did right here. And, it's just Phil has not changed whatsoever. And I thought initially when we heard about the documentary that Phil was going to change his ways. Remember back, I think in November when Phil announced the documentary with Mike Klum, he started making changes. He wanted to create a new channel. He wanted to get, he decided to have playthroughs with Fat Cat. You know, he was changing things up. No more addressing detractor drama. He was going to stay in his lane. You know, the same shit he says every fucking year when a new year comes up. He said it last year, and this year was no different. And he tried implementing changes. And as we know, that lasted maybe a couple weeks until Phil fell back into his terrible habit. And one of the things, of course, was not begging. And as we all know from the events of last week, Phil decided to lose his shit, yell at King Be Cruel, and then had to issue an apology for being a terrible human. That's right. But of course, he didn't say, I apologize, forgive me, I won't do it again. He, of course, said, I'm sorry, I'm a human, and I'm probably going to do this again. So just a heads up there. So yeah, so nothing's changing. And I thought maybe Phil would change his ways and try to put a facade of a changed person just for the documentary, just for, just wallpaper. You know, that's what Phil is. Phil wanted to put a wallpaper in a crumbling house to make it look pretty. And I thought that's what he was going to do. But now that I think he canceled the documentary with June the King, and excuse me, not documentary, with Mike Klum, he said, forget it. Fuck that. Why would I change? Why would I try to change the person I am? Why should I give up what I love to do? Why should I give up gambling? Why should I give up drinking? And why should I give up begging? You know, there's no documentary that's going to be happening, so no one can use that against me. So I'm just going to go back to being the shitty, terrible fucking human that I am. And that's what Phil is doing here. And that's why he's out here full force, wasting money yet again on WWE Champions. And either I know that he can try to change. He can try changing his begging ways. He could try to stop addressing drama content. He could try all those things, and to a certain degree, he can be successful, but of course he always falls back to his, his nature, his true nature. His true nature is a beggar. His true nature is being rude to people, and there's no real change there. Like I said, it's just wallpaper. Phil is just putting wallpaper up on a dilapidated house to make it look pretty. That's all it is. He's not fixing the bones. And that's what Phil needs to do. He needs to address and fix what's behind the walls, Phil. And that's how true change comes. But not Phil, that's too much work. So of course Phil decides, I'm going to put up some wallpaper and put this veneer up and facade that I'm this different person. I'm not the person that the detractors claim I am. I'm this great person. I'm this great human. And he's not. And I think the pressure got to him. I think the pressure of the documentary and being exposed for the WWE champions, the begging, and so on, which I have it from good authority that all that was going to be looked into deeply. They were going to dive into that and see whether there was some, whether there was some true fire behind that smoke. And of course, we know that there is, but Mike was going to go in deep and try to figure out whether it's true or not. And I think, of course, Phil caught wind of this and said, you know what, I can control this. And that's what initially why he agreed to this documentary. He thought he could control the narrative. And when he realized that he couldn't control the narrative of the documentary, he bounced. And now that he bounced, he's free to do whatever the hell he wants to do. And that includes begging, yelling at his dents, right? Dealing in detractor drama, and most of all, playing WWE champion. So, yeah, this isn't going to change for Phil. This isn't going to change at all. You're going to see weekly totals up into the thousands of Phil wasting his tip money, taking some of his YouTube checks and wasting that money as well. Let's not forget, too, the Patreon money just came in, where that was a little bit less than normal, being that Slayer only paid $50 for one video instead of his normal 3 or 4. So Phil, of course, that money's a little bit dried up, but he gets somewhere between $300, $350 from his Patreon. So you figure the $350 that he got from his Patreon and the tips he received Friday and Saturday, that totals up roughly about $800. It does. And it's so fucking pathetic when Phil comes on and screams and screeches and talks about there is no factual proof. This is all circumstantial evidence. Yeah, it's circumstantial evidence that every fucking week that you spend this type of money on WWE champions, it closely equates to the amount of tip money you receive, or the amount of tip money and Patreon money that you receive. No, that's all just one big fucking coincidence, Phil. So pathetic. You know what? Maybe, Phil, you should take the time. If you're trying to throw people off the scent of WWE champions, maybe you should vary it up a little bit. So if you get, $1,000 in tips, maybe you shouldn't spend $1,000 on WWE champion. Maybe spend $300 or $400. And then people can kind of say, well, okay, the amounts don't kind of add up. But when you consistently, every fucking week, make certain amount of money and then spend it and it matches up perfectly, to me, that's more than circumstantial evidence. That's pretty factual. On top of the fact that we know that account down from the Raptors is linked to your phone number. And, many, many, many other things that, clearly show that Phil is down for the Raptors. So anyway, just wanted to report it out. I'm pretty sure that $748 figure is going to go up, expected to go over 1,000, especially with the money he made yesterday. So he made 170, 180 bucks or something like that. I'm not fully sure how much he made, but he made a good amount of money on his React content. So expect this number to go up.
You know what I've noticed? Phil is just getting increasingly boring. Really boring. Oh, here we go. What the fuck? I say that and then go right to a Phil video. I'm so stupid.
This is great. I'm standing up, and you can see the reflection of my shorts in the room.
If it ever loads, come on.
And you might be saying, Why is he standing up and wiggling side to side? Because back then I had a really bad back injury. And when I was about to sit down for hours on end playing a game, I kind of wanted to stay on my feet before I played to try to like help adjust my back. And then I would sit down and start playing, and then I would take frequent breaks. Like today, I don't take frequent breaks. You know, maybe every hour. Back then, I would take breaks like between every part. Every 10, 15 minutes, I'd be getting up and walking around because of my back injury. So you guys didn't know that because I wasn't live streaming back then.
All right, Dark Souls.
Yes, that's hilarious. Yes, that detractor meme of sway back and forth on the X and Y axis. You know how people make fun? I rock back and forth on the X and Y axis. Hit me. Of me because I used to move around like that. Yeah, because I was in excruciating pain, like no exaggeration. There was shooting nerve pain up and down my legs and my back, or incredible numbness when I had my back injury that bad. So every time someone makes a joke about that and thinks it's funny, think about how I was going through excruciating pain trying to film content for people for free on the internet, and think about what kind of a person would make a joke like that. Let's continue.
What? New game.
I say that with love.
Adjust your brightness. Yeah. Okay.
Adjust your brightness.
Loadout, I'm sure.
I just got a $6 tip from Harry Butthole. He says, you're talking about people making fun of your back injury. Reminds me how I used to make snort jokes, and then I got post-nasal drip myself. I realized it's actually really frustrating to deal with. In my case, the jokes were always intended to be good and fun, but it's still rude. Here's the thing. You want to make fun of someone because they're terrible at a game. You know what I'm saying? You want to make fun of someone because of something they can affect. How about the fact that some people just can't change stuff about that? I don't want post-nasal drip. Do you think I want to snort once in my life? No, I don't. But I have to. Do you think I wanted to wobble back and forth? No, my back was messed up. But people making fun of that, it's really dirty. That's one of the lowest things you can do, is to make fun of someone for something that they can't help, nor can they fix, right? Why not Pig Latin? Snort a Bernelle.
This fucking
oh boy,
guy
Emerald
is
6
such a
did a sub to Snort
weirdo.
Burnell. Gee,
Snort
thanks,
a
Emerald
Bernelle.
6. That guy's such a nice guy. Harry Butthole. There you go. Thank you for the tip. And up to $20. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Look at these gorgeous subtitles.
Ooh. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons.
Everlasting.
Unforgiving learning curve.
I love dragons, bro.
Oh shit, I got my fucking effects of my TV on. I just realized. Hold on. Ignore this. I'm not doing this right now.
Came disparity.
There we go. Okay.
One of those stupid, it's hilarious. We were just talking about that today. How TVs have all these stupid settings that no one should ever use. So that TV that I had back then had True Motion, which is created like motion blur with like shit.
Bullshit, Phil. No. Those are there so you can calibrate your TV in the settings in which you have it. Like maybe you have a darker room, so you need a brighter TV, or you have a brighter room, so your TV needs to be a little bit more dim or have more contrast or something. It's there for you to set your TV. Literally, that's why it's called settings. It's fucking. My brain's like.
Of course. This game should just be honest.
From the dark, they came.
It should up front. It should be like, this game will kick your ass, so fuck you.
There you go.
Within the flame.
4K Catman says, why is it okay to make fun of race when you can't change that? Because a generalized joke about a race or culture is just that. It's generalized. It's not targeted at one specific person. If you're making fun of me specifically because I'm wobbling back and forth because I'm in excruciating pain, that's cruel. If you're simply making a racial stereotype joke, you're not intending to make a directed insult towards someone. You're laughing at a community kind of a deal. You know what I'm saying? That's different. All right. And also, if you ever notice, my jokes about race were always meant to be funny and common, not insulting. It wasn't like, oh, that one group is so bad and this other group is so much better. It wasn't like that at all. I don't like those kind of jokes, quite frankly. That's why I never went there with my commentary. But nice try to get me in a gotcha moment. You look like a jackass now. What a fucking idiot.
What's the story about your stupid questions?
To await the end of the world.
It's gonna be the end of the world before I get to start playing this fucking game if you don't shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Fucking guy.
Shut the fuck up.
Stains on there.
I need one more hit. I'm gonna die. There's no way I'm gonna kill him. I'm dead.
You have more.
Yeah, look, I couldn't see. Look at that terrible frame rate on PS3. You saw that, right?
I love Ivy.
You saw how bad that frame rate was? The game went to like single-digit slideshow.
All right, so there go all my souls. Excellent.
This game runs really bad on PS3, like super bad.
This game runs really bad on PS3.
See, if this would be today, first thing I'd do, take the armor right off so I'd be faster. I'd be running in circles around and beating the shit out of him. But back then I didn't understand it. I didn't even know you could move faster. I thought this was the speed you're supposed to play at. So.
You know, when you can't control your guy, it's kind of hard to fucking kill a giant boss and take half your life. I like how you also lose a quarter of your life just by jumping down to fight the boss. That's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
That's Dark Souls,
so
baby.
Do all that over again. Isn't this fun? It's a lot of fun. We're up the same fucking staircase.
That's Miyazaki laughing at you. He's at home. He's like, ha 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 ha. I enjoy watching these first-time run playthroughs. Pathetic Americans trying to play my game. Ha 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 ha. Fuck you.
What
Fuck you, wimpy Americans.
Is he Chinese or French or Japanese or French?
Very
language.
Oh yes. Pork bun make you very virile. Shit. When you eat pork bun, your balls grow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to miss.
Giant
I don't know the
testy
person
for you.
personally, so
Eat
I
pork
don't
bun
know.
now. What the fuck? Some false advertising.
Man, this fucking pig roach. Alright guys, I'm gonna actually hop off here. I have some things I have to do before I go to work. Have a good one guys. I will see you tomorrow afternoon.